Uh-oh, this is Agent WD-40. And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Victims left disabled after taking the okie dokie pokey jab react to the Yale study. And we all knew this anyway. Now, I myself, as they used to say on the old Twitter, I'm a pureblood. I saw right through the BS of that virus jab. And yeah, it is kind of amazing that a lot of people that took this vax end up getting hurt themselves. Now, I personally don't know anybody that took the vax and anything happened to them. But again, they didn't get double boosted or nothing. They took one and then regretted it, or they won't own up to it. And boy, you should see the dirty looks that I get when people say, "Did you get the pokey?" And I said, "No. Why in the world would I do that?" I found the jab to be suspicious right off the bat. And here's why I say that. And hear me out on this. When that Pokie was going on, or was being first created, I saw a couple of news stories, back in 2020 when this was starting to go on. Russia came out with a vax that they claimed was 99.9 or 99.5% effective, and then a day later, it was only less than 24 hours later, here come United States, and what did they say? They come up with a vax that was 99.9% effective. Now, we know the Pokie did nothing, but it messed up some people. And it's kind of sad that here we are 5, 6 years later, and people got messed up from that. Do I feel sorry for them? Oh, I mean, yes and no. I say yes because, I don't want to see no harm on, people, especially my own countrymen. But I don't feel bad for them because they didn't take the time to see the red flags, the signs pointing at something's wrong here. And they didn't do any research. During this time, I was out on my electric longboards riding around because, man, I considered it a great time because I had the whole road to myself. I had all the parks that had sidewalks to myself. I had all the curbs that I could jump off and grind on. So I basically had a whole town to myself. I never wore a mask. Didn't feel the need to. Didn't have to. Now, I did see all my neighbors getting really sick. But to be fair, it was winter time. And, it gets cold in the winter. In case some of y'all don't know. You Florida people down south, it gets cold up here, and you're gonna catch a flu, or get some kind of sickness. So I didn't believe it at all, and a part of me wants to say, these people had, underlying conditions. Oh, look, was that me out there skating, or is that my next baby mama right there skating? Yeah, baby. Man, wish I could meet me a woman that could get up on a skateboard, mountain bike, something. I guess them women don't exist. But yeah, they're talking about here how the people were left disabled, completely disabled from taking this Pokie shot. That they still claim that are safe and effective. But I want to get into the comments on this one. Because, my God, you can't believe people are just this stupid. Well, I mean, you can, because they took the Pokie, while the rest of us saw right through it. Now, Dreamweaver here says, I can't disagree that there are people that are going to have issues after vax. I'm allergic to MMR vax. I've had one 53 years ago, okay? And I can never have another one, or pretty much I'm out. But the MMR vax has saved thousands from measles, mumps. Yeah, but dude, we're talking a completely different vax. Just because somebody didn't take the vax doesn't mean that they're an anti-vaxxer. Because, we still believe our kids need to have them vax. But why do we believe that? Because they have been proven to work. We didn't have this brand new thing that was created in a matter of 24 hours. See, that's where the underlying problem is and there's a lot of us that don't trust our government, even though at the beginning, Mr. Trump was the president, and whether you like him or not, I wasn't taking it. There just wasn't enough evidence. Show me now, and I'll believe it later. But this guy claims he didn't get COVID until 3 weeks ago. I never got boosters after the first two Pokies. Wow, this guy's gotten hit 3 or 4 times, and he's an older guy. Boy, he don't care about his life, does he? What these people are suffering is awful, and I'm sorry for them, but they are alive. Well, I mean, I've seen a lot more people. I've heard a lot more people get really messed up from that vax. I don't think it helped them. If anything, it made it worse. What's that smell? Comes out and says, not to mention the number of unvaxxed people who became disabled. Now, how many of you people that are out there, and I'm giving a shout to all you ballers out there that didn't get that Pokie and saw right through the red tape. How many of y'all are disabled? How many of y'all out there that didn't get the Pokie? How many of you guys didn't even get sick from a winter cold that you would every few years? I myself usually get a cold every year because, I'm one of them dumbasses that ride my electric longboard when it's minus 20 outside and really windy. Me, out of all people, should have gotten sick. And nope, not one time throughout the virus did I ever get sick. And that was unusual. I didn't get the Pokie. I survived. More than 1 million people were disabled by long-term effects of the infection in 21 alone. 674 million doses of the vax were administered. Less than 2 people suffered from some sort of disability after vaccine. I guarantee, judging by these 2 numbers right here, this guy's going to get tore up. This guy Cody says, curious, how'd you come up with 2,000 disabled? Another guy says, this entire debate has been nothing but disingenuous since the virus started. If the government and Pfizer had to listen to anti-vaxxers and done nothing, they'd be complaining about doing nothing. I mean, a lot of these people that are on here, they keep claiming that us unvaxxed wasn't going to make it through a winter. And we were just fine. We're still just fine to this day. I love how the news and media, they love to tell you that the unvaxxed were the problem, and we were giving everybody misinformation. And we all knew when, 5+ years from the time of the start of the virus that the truth was going to come out. And you guys think that as people like me that didn't want to get vaxxed, that we was going to talk stuff about you guys. But we never did. We did call a lot of you crazy. And we also tried to warn a lot of you guys, don't take it. And God forbid, don't give it to your little kids. I mean, there's been a lot of awful things come out about this Pfizer and about their, let's just keep calling it medicine. And how it didn't do nothing for anybody. But you have these people that, maybe they're scared. They don't want to admit that that might have screwed them up a little bit. Because I see a lot of people, and I've heard a lot of people that are just like me, here online, out in the real world, and we survived. Maybe we have better immune system than the rest of you guys. And we didn't take that back, so we didn't have to destroy our immune system. And boy, that coffee's pretty good. But yeah, at one point I remember them saying that the virus were we was getting them from our pets. And then Joe Biden came into office, and man, all hell broke loose. I don't believe that any of our presidents, Trump or Biden, ever took a real shot, because I refuse to believe that our presidents were that stupid. Well, I believe that Biden was that stupid. I completely believe that. But being senile, I mean, what else can you do, right? But I don't believe Trump ever took one. Trump's a smart man. Whether you leftists or liberals or whatever you guys call yourselves want to believe it or not, that man's pretty smart. Is he a genius? Oh, by no stretch. But is he a smart man? Yeah, you damn right he is. But the fact of the matter is us unjabbed, we did everything in our power to get up on social media and try to warn you guys. And it wasn't really a warning. We just wanted you to be aware that this was something new. It really wasn't tested. We've all seen the stories of the only test they did was on 2 mice or 2 rats. And that was enough proof and evidence for you guys? I mean, come on. I don't want to believe that the people of the world was that stupid. Although we did find out people were really that stupid. Now, as a person who went out amongst people, I saw all my neighbors out throwing backyard parties, chilling inside the house, having beers, and they never picked up nothing. Oh, and I might add that at the time where I was living there in Iowa, almost everybody but me was a teacher in this neighborhood, and they never picked it up. But I did see an older lady in our neighborhood get 2 of the Pokies, and she didn't make it that long. And she was a good woman, good old lady, a little sweetheart. She didn't deserve what Pfizer did to her. And you guys should have known that something was wrong when the government and your doctor wanted you to sign a release saying you can't sue them if something happens to you. That should have been a clear indication something might be going awry. But people fell for it. And you can call me unvaxxed. You can call me an a-hole. It ain't going to bother me none. Because when it comes down to it, I didn't take the vax. I didn't get sick. And I'm going to live my full life. Oh, and for the record, I walked around people that had the virus. Helped them out. Helped them cook some food at their place. Cleaned up their house for them so that it was nice and clean. Went around some of my neighbor's house and with a bottle of Windex and disinfectant spray and cleaned off all their door handles and stuff. Any kind of a surface, I helped out because there were people around me that were getting sick and I wasn't. Now, I kept my place clean throughout the ordeal because nothing wrong with taking precautions. I believe that the shot itself in the whole virus thing, I don't believe to be real to begin with, but I think it was a test for the government at the time to see how easy it would be to trick people into staying in their own homes in like a martial law kind of way. And, like I said, a part of me feels bad for them, and then the other part of me says, nah, you deserve what you got. Because you didn't take the time to do the research. You went off what your friends said, or whatever. And how many of y'all out there lost your job because you couldn't go to work? Or even worse, how many of y'all are still out there living on the street because you couldn't make your house payment, your car payment, or any kind of a payment? My opinion here is I think Pfizer, the least they can do is pay the American people back. All them people who lost their jobs, couldn't afford to make rent. Pfizer, I think you need to buy them a house. Give them money. Because, boy, you all made your money off that, didn't you? Y'all still making your money off of it. Now, you can't sit here and say that people that wasn't vaxxed, that we didn't live. We survived. We didn't even have to go to the doctor. We didn't even get as much as a snivel. Y'all knew this was a bunch of BS, and y'all fell for it. That, I cannot feel sorry for you. This is Agent WD-40. And like always, I'm out this beer.